We have so many wonderful people in Delaware harness racing who really make the community of our sport something special. We try our best to bring those personalities to you here on Post Time. And one way we do that is with our Q&A sessions. And this week, we are featuring the one and only Bill Still. How did you get into harness racing?
Me and my brother, Ricky, we used to go to the track with my dad, and we used to go down, and Chuck Chrisman used to throw us whips over the fence, and it started from there. He liked it at first. I hated it. I ended up getting a job doing electrical material and got into racing right after that.
What's on your bucket list?
My bucket list is, I'm a big New Orleans Saints fan, and I really like to meet Drew Brees in person. I got to get his autograph one time, but I really like to meet him in person. And a couple other players, you know, famous players like that, but that's one of my bucket lists.
What's the first text you got this morning?
First text I received this morning was from Sean Beer telling me that his door was open because I was dropping my daughter Kelsey off at his house.
What's the best thing you've ever spent money on?
Best thing I've ever spent money on was probably about 2 weeks ago. I bought a fishing rod for my daughter. It was $14.95 at Ollie's, and to see her reel that fish in for the first time was priceless.
If you could trade places with one person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I would be Donald Trump, because I would want to lay out on the beach and look back at everybody and say, you know, look at me now. I'll drink my Orange Crush, spend my money, and then have everybody hate me.
You're known for doing celebration dances in the winner circle. When and how did that all come about?
That came about one day. I was working for Chuck Chrisman, and he had an owner by Wayne Pryor who was ill at the time. He couldn't make it to the races, and we had a couple horses in that day. And it happened to be that we ended up winning 3 races that day, and I told him make sure he watches the races and see what happens. And he watched the races, and I got out there and I started dancing, and it put a smile on his face. Chuck called me right after the first race and said, man, you really made his day. I said, well, I hope we win the other 2, and we did. And it just went on from there. I go to the Meadowlands, and people that I don't even know come up to me and say, hey, you're that dancing man on TV. And I said, yeah, I like to do it. They say, keep it up, man. We love watching you.
Who is your all-time favorite horse you've ever cared for, and why?
That horse would be Anders Bluestone. I used to work for Eric L. and we took care of that horse, and he made $1 million, and not too many people can say they made $1 million taking care of a horse the whole time. So that's probably one of my favorites. My second is the one I owned myself, was Cowboy Artist, and you know, me and my daughter, we owned that together, and that was just a great feeling to see that horse win. You know, he won 4 or 5 in a row, and that was a good feeling. Those are my 2 favorites.
What's your favorite movie line or scene from a movie? And can you reenact it?
Oh, gotta be Rocky when he wins the belt from Apollo Creed and he's holding it up. Adrian, I did it! Yo, Adrian, I did it! That is priceless. I love that. I got to watch the marathon throughout this whole COVID-19 thing, so that was great. I love that.
What's your best life advice?
Save your money, because you never know when COVID-19 will hit again and you'll be broke. And save your money, trust me. It's tough times right now, so you know, best thing to do is save your money, and you never know when something like this will happen again.
Thanks, Bill, for a great Q&A. Cowboy Artist was mentioned as one of his all-time favorite horses, so let's check him out in this event going back to 2013.
They're off. There goes J. Dean Parker out with Cowboy Artist toward the inside. Regis the horse gets away third. That's Bradley's last ride in fourth, followed by Lee is a Star. Then comes Elite Status through and through, and MG Kid is the trailer as they race to the backstretch. Cowboy Artist, a 2-length lead. JD and Parker got away second, 2.5 more. Regis the Horse is there third, followed by Bradley's last ride. Then it's Lee is a Star, 2 more lengths back, Elite Status, followed by through and through. The trailer is MG Kid. Quarter time was 28 3/5 for Cowboy Artist. JD and Parker sitting in second, 2 lengths to Regis the Horse, followed by Bradley's last ride. Then comes Lee is a Star. The trailers are Elite Status through and through, and MG Kid is at the end. They come by the stands now on the way toward the half. Cowboy Artist on top, 1.5 lengths. JD and Parker got away in second. Regis the Horse is sitting there third, followed by Bradley's last ride. Next, Lee is a Star is fifth. Elite Status through and through on the trailer MG Kid. The half was 58 seconds. They make the way to the clubhouse turn. Cowboy Artist, Regis the Horse now gets underway from third. Tries to get up into second as they go to the back stretch. It's Cowboy Artist, Regis the Horse getting closer. Back to third goes JD and Parker. Lee is a Star tries to follow from fourth. Down inside fifth. Bradley's last ride. And then it's Elite Status way back through and through an MG Kid. They approach 3/4. It's Regis the Horse on the outside of Cowboy Artist, 127-1. On the final turn, Cowboy Artist just ahead. Regis the Horse, followed by Lee is a Star. JD and Parker is down inside. They come to the top of the stretch. Cowboy Artist now gets away from Regis the Horse as they turn for home. Cowboy Artist by 2.5. Down the inside, JD and Parker. Regis the Horse outside. Farther out, Lee is a Star. Nobody beats Cowboy Artist today. Cowboy Artist. Then it's going to be JD and Parker, Regis the Horse, and Lee is a Star, 155-4.
Cowboy Artist goes from wire to wire for owner Bill Still, with Ross Woofenden in the bike for trainer Eric L. And of course, there's Stilly B in Victory Lane doing a celebration dance. Thanks again, Bill, for a great interview, and keep on cutting that rug in the winner's circle.